Good morning, chat. Good morning, everyone. You could probably still tell by my voice that I'm still relatively sick, but you know, that's just how it be sometimes. Hope everyone's had a good week. This was supposed to be last week's stream, but I was even more sick then. So y'all can probably tell from reading the title, we're gonna get PurpleFlurp in here in a minute to he seems like the expert. I'm not sure if that's the expert at Voidshells or licking things, but he just seems like the expert, like broad stroke. So we're gonna have him help us determine what is the most lickable Voidshell material. Purple slurping up Voidshells. Yeah, I guess you could put it that way, couldn't you? Make sure that he's actually available. We have to have minimal downtime. Some of the images, I just like, because this slideshow is so long, I legit just fucking forget some of the stuff that's in here. Anyways, all right, we'll go ahead and give Flurp a call here and see. I hope I didn't mess up my audio.
Hello.
Hello, Mr. Flurp. I have to make sure chat can hear you. Chat, can you hear the legend himself?
Hello, I am speaking.
I have to give him a minute to let it catch up. Okay, it seems like we're good. How you feeling today, PurpleFlurp?
I am ready to lick some materials.
Hell yeah, that's the kind of energy that we need around here. All right, we'll switch to. I have to switch up my music choice, and then how did I do this when I did Frippers Round with Sab? You'd think I'd fucking remember. Okay, I can run these at the same time. Okay, this is. I'll just screen share the. This is just gonna be the slideshow right now. So just ignore what you're looking at.
Okay.
We'll get to the important stuff in a second. Okay. Let's switch over to the tier list scene here. So I got this nice, fancy tier list ready. I didn't realize, by the way, how many fucking ads there are on Tier Maker. I had to crop the shit out of this.
Yeah, no, it's
it's pretty bad. We have all these nice materials. I have to make sure. Okay, yeah, I think everything is in order. I think I didn't mess anything up in preparation for this. All right, we'll go ahead and we'll just get things started here. This is an alphabetical order for the most part, so hopefully I kept things easy for myself. So first we have Asterite Luster. How you feeling about this one?
So I love this texture just visually. It's like kind of like a marbly kind of looking thing here. I use it on a lot of looks, but when it comes to lickability, I guess the question really boils down to, would you lick a marble statue?
Yeah, but like, it seems kind of smooth. Like, I don't feel like there's much there, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think it'd be like a bad experience. I just feel like it'd be pretty underwhelming.
Right. Yeah, like, I think a lot of these textures have that going on, where it's most of the appeal is visual, but then you think about like the texture itself and like, oh, how would this feel? It's kind of like just super smooth. So yeah, I guess it would depend on how clean it is.
What are you thinking? What tier do you think we should put this in?
I think the smoother ones tend to be more mid than anything else. Like, it's not awful. Like, I wouldn't hate to put my tongue on it, but I wouldn't like love it. I wouldn't be like, oh man, I'm glad I did this.
Thinking like a C.
Yeah, 100%.
I feel like we're gonna have a lot of things end up in here by the end of this stream.
Yeah, there are a lot of smooth textures.
All right, next up we have Iatan Elegance. This one, it looks like there's a little bit more of a texture to it. I don't really know how I'd describe it, but
it's almost like, when I look at this close up, part of me thinks that it would be kind of clothy. But at the same time, it could also just be kind of like a textured metal.
Yeah.
If we're going by the cloth kind of look to it, because it does kind of give off that kind of appearance from a distance, then I would have to say low, because I don't like having my tongue on cloth in
Yeah,
general.
you wouldn't like put a T-shirt in your mouth.
No, not on purpose. um, but also this isn't like necessarily t-shirt material. It's kind of like maybe like a jacket.
I mean, I could like, I'd say enlarge this, but I didn't upscale any of the screenshots, so it's just gonna be kind of blurry.
Oh no, that's fine.
It seems,
Yeah.
I don't know, something. I left all of the like default colors on, and I didn't realize how much not just the lighting, but the actual coloring changes whenever you add
right.
a material.
And that's something that I'm like constantly doing when I'm messing with a look. It's just I'm constantly going back and forth on the colors. Like I'll have a color initially, and then I'll be like, oh, this texture looks good, and then I'll have to change it back and forth because it changes completely.
How you feeling? You thinking like lower or like?
I'm thinking D. Like if it ends up in my mouth, I'm like, this kind of blows. But I'm not like, yeah, like I'll be spitting it out for sure. But I wouldn't be like oh, like I need to like cleanse this whole experience from my brain, which feels like F. But no, this would be D. Yeah.
All right, I think we've got our first high tier contender here in a battle-worn steel.
Oh man.
I feel like this would be like if I licked someone's driveway.
Yes, exactly. So this looks filthy. Like this looks like it's been through the ringer. This has seen conflict. It's seen a lot of shit.
How many diseases do you think you contract if you licked this?
Oh, a record amount.
Yeah,
assuredly.
I think you definitely become a CDC specimen right away.
Yes, yeah. This this messes you up. So that's like thinking about everything besides the texture. Texture-wise, it actually looks like it would be like almost like it would have like a kind of like pleasant texture almost. Like it's textured enough. Like if it were totally clean, if we guaranteed the cleanliness of this material, then it might be higher than what it probably is.
You have to remember, Flurp, you have to separate this from your desire to lick sarin in general.
Okay, yeah, I'm looking at the ball here. Yeah, I think if I'm going based on the knowledge that this is battle worn, this has seen some rounds from a Grenier weapon, probably gonna have to put it in low D tier. F tier if we're going purely based on you will contract all of the diseases from this.
I don't know. I feel like texture alone though, I'd put this pretty high. Like if we're going purely on the texture, I feel like it'd be pretty good.
Okay, so so in the moment you're doing this, I would have to say probably like either B or A tier. Afterwards, consequence-wise, hard F. Yeah, this you will not be licking many things again.
What is the opinion of chat? I know that you're all degenerates in there. What do you all think for battle worn steel? Are you actually doing this? Yes.
Yes.
I don't know why you're so incredulous. I also did the foot tier list.
This seems a lot tamer.
Yeah, in comparison.
Yeah.
I'm seeing quite a few B's and A's actually.
B's and A's. Wow, you guys don't care what you put your tongue on.
This is the Warframe community after all. People thirst after undead children robots.
Yeah.
I think it seems like the general opinion of chat is B. I think I'm feeling like B for battle worn steel. It is literally right in the name.
Perfect.
All right, next up we have a Cephalon adornment. This one's like the striations on it are kind of interesting, I feel like.
Yeah, this would be an interesting texture. It's a Cephalon-ish type material, so it's I feel like it wouldn't be dirty. Now that's in my head. Now I'm gonna be thinking about that, the cleanliness of the materials. I feel like this would be pretty high, honestly. I like the way the pattern looks, and I feel like if you like ran your tongue along it, it would be an interesting experience, not an unpleasant experience, but just like
It seems like I feel like it would be like if I like licked a circuit board.
Exactly, and that's not like okay, it's like not the best thing to do. But if we're going purely based on the texture, I think I'm also having a hard time separating my desire to lick Volt.
Yeah, this is the real challenge. This is the one that's actually difficult.
Yeah.
And I don't think we've shown a single Grendel yet. That one might be the hardest.
Oh man.
What you thinking? We feeling like A? Does that
This is
seem reasonable?
This is A for sure. Yeah.
I think that, yeah, I don't know if we've gotten to our first true S tier yet, but I think this can live in A.
Yeah, this gets
So
close.
next up we have a Crimson Opulence, and I fucked up and did Volt twice in a row. This is not the first time this will happen.
I wouldn't call that a fuck up.
This actually came with Volt. I believe this is his material.
I totally didn't register that until recently that different materials come with the Warframe. Until I think it was Ember when she came out and it was like burnt wood, and I was like, oh, that makes sense. Yeah. But yeah, no, this is a good material. It's like Damas steel.
Yeah, it's very wavy.
Yeah. I feel like this is another one that's more looks than texture.
Yeah, I feel like I feel like it's like Asterite Luster, just be very smooth, right? Like the texture is very interesting, like visually, but I don't feel like there's any actual physical texture to it.
Right. So I'm thinking C tier for this one. As much as I do think the material looks cool, it would just be like
I feel like that is only fair.
Yeah.
All right, next up we have Cryo Sleeper.
Ooh.
This one, so you know, like in cartoons where you have the stereotypical, like you lick like a light pole, like a metal thing outside during the winter, and your tongue gets stuck to it.
That is exactly what I was going to say, and that is exactly what this reminds me of right away.
So what I'm torn with is, does it belong in F because it would hurt me, or does it belong in S because it would make me feel something?
So, if you F based on the consequences of your actions, you also wouldn't be able to get your tongue along it very far before it freezes in place.
Yeah.
So I think F, probably just because the whole experience sounds awful.
F for Frost.
But like the street credit you get by licking the pole, like amongst all of your like friends.
Yeah, I don't know about you, but like if I ever saw that shit, like as a kid, my first thought was not, I should not do that. It was, holy shit, is that real?
Yeah, exactly. I think when I saw like a preview for some kind of movie where a kid did that, and I asked my mom, like, is that real? Like, is that a thing? And she's like, yeah, that happened to me while I was swinging one time. I'm like, how?
Did she go so high that like her tongue got stuck at the top?
I don't know. I didn't press, but yeah, that
she's like hanging from the top of the swing set by just her tongue.
But yeah, no, this is if we're being reasonable here, this is
this would probably hurt.
Yeah.
All right, now we have another one. We have Everted Yogwin.
Is so right off the bat, I hate this texture. I hate how it looks. I think there's never a situation where this looks amazing.
He looks like he's made of mac and cheese.
It does look like he. But I almost feel like this would probably be one of the better textures to lick, almost because it's the closest thing to food that you can put on a Warframe.
Yeah, I feel like at the same time, like I'd be a little bit disturbed, right? Like if I'm licking someone, I'm like, this person's got that texture of like mac and cheese.
What's your skincare routine? Your skin is like mac and cheese. I'm like not opposed to licking mac and cheese, is the thing. But I guess it's context matters, right? So if this is on a person or like I guess a humanoid, then I'm disturbed. Am I licking this on the ball or am I licking this on like Grendel?
Yeah, that is an important distinction. He looks so like, he looks like a brain. Like not mine.
Yeah.
My brain is smooth. It's more of an Asterite Luster.
Yeah, exactly. You're like a
mine's more like this. But yeah.
I almost want to say A tier, but it's hard. This is a tough one.
I don't know. What do y'all think, chat? I'm feeling like if I licked something and it felt like I was licking someone's brain, I'd probably just die on the spot immediately.
We're seeing a lot of S's here.
I am seeing a lot of S's. Uh-oh.
S for spaghetti.
What are you all on? I'm completely normal. I don't know what you're talking about.
A lot of zombies in the audience here. Lick some brains.
I guess I'm seeing a lot of S's.
F licking, but S chewing. Oh, man.
Well, okay.
I'm down for S, I think. Mostly because I'm going with the it's the closest thing to food.
I'm a little off put, but I feel like democracy, I guess, is gonna win. It's like the foot tier list. Sometimes you just gotta you have to concede.
Yeah, let the people choose what they want to put their tongues on.
All right, next we have Foamergoo, and to be honest, this one feels like, I don't know. It's like if I was licking like a bunch of pebbles.
It's almost, to me, like a pleather type thing.
Yeah, that's fair. I feel like or like almost like a scaly creature.
Yeah, this is there is an actual scaly one like later on, but this one is like a different kind of scaly. It's like there are reptiles with this type of what is a mergoo? I guess that is
it's the little bird thing on the plains.
Oh,
It's not the Kondrok, it's the other. It's the tiny one that screams really loud. Love those guys. Are you not a Warframe geographic enjoyer, PurpleFlurp?
I'm the type of guy who I'll be running through the plains and then get the pop-up that says, "Oh, you killed an animal." I'm like, "Oh, I didn't even realize." That sucks. But yeah, no, I feel like this wouldn't be too bad. It has like, it's nice and textured. It's like, it's uneven, so it's kind of like a surprise every like inch you go. It's like,
yeah,
oh,
there's something interesting there.
Exactly. I think this is either a B or an A tier for me.
I feel like I'd probably put this in A personally. Yeah. I feel like it can comfortably live up there.
That makes sense. Yeah.
All right, next up we've got, I think, one of the weirdest materials in the game, field drawn form.
Oh man, this would shred the fuck out of your tongue. Like you would.
Yeah, this is like licking a fucking cheese grater.
Yeah, there are a couple cheese grater-esque materials here, but this one is the most damaging. I think this one will absolutely destroy everything in your mouth.
Yeah, I feel like the ball though, it looks almost like all the protrusions are like coming out of the bottom. So if I like licked it upside down, would it be normal?
Ooh, that's a good point.
Is it like it's like a knowledge check? It's like, do you know?
Can you tell which direction these protrusions are going in? It's one right answer, and the wrong answer is very painful. So I guess in that it's like a puzzle. It's like interesting. It's like cool. Like if you fail, it's like people will know you failed, but if you succeed, you can brag about it for years.
People will know you failed because you can't talk ever again.
Exactly. It's like, oh, how was the field drawn form? Oh, it was very good. I think we're going for B here, mostly
thinking
because,
of B.
Yeah,
I think that's reasonable.
It's too interesting to be C.
Pop that in there. All right, next up is flat noctral. I think this is a pretty good material. It's very plain, but
it is.
Now, in terms of licking, this, I don't know. It's like a smooth rock.
It's almost like rubber to me. It's like a
that's fair.
And I wouldn't hate like licking rubber. Like I feel like as humans we put rubber in our mouths a decent amount.
There's a joke in there somewhere.
Oh yeah, I wasn't even trying. Sorry for that. I don't know. I think this one is probably low B for me, mostly because it's not as uninteresting as licking something completely smooth and metallic. But it's
there's like a little bit of bounce back, right? Like you lick it, and like there's be a little bit of like it give way, but only a little bit.
Yeah. This if this was a chewability tier list, this would be an easy S.
Yeah.
Me. But if we're just licking, then I think it's probably either a B or low B for me.
I think that's reasonable. I'm being yelled at that there's no E tier. Listen, I don't think we're gonna make good use of these tiers as is. We don't need another one.
Let's wait until we can get a few more in S tier.
Next up, we've got Gallium Glaze, and this texture looks like if you just had like a ball of like cake frosting to me, or like donut glaze.
I was thinking that, and I was thinking glaze sounds like a glazed donut, and like I automatically want to be licking that.
We have Mag covered in oil over here.
Yeah, it's. I don't use this material often for fashion because it's so shiny. Sometimes it can look really good, but like a lot of the times it does look like it does on Mag right now, which is just like almost too much.
Cover yourself in oil. I hope it doesn't start raining. She'll just
slip in and slide. Automatic maglev.
Yeah.
I think this is pretty high. Like I feel like your tongue would glide along it pretty easily, so it'd be kind of like a nice experience no matter what.
I see a lot of S's.
I'm thinking S tier for this one.
A lot of people are really feeling it, I guess.
Yeah.
The way I have this fucking OBS scene organized is an atrocity. I'm sorry, this is gonna take me progressively longer to get things figured out the further we go. Okay, next up we have Gleaming Alloy. This, I feel like it's kind of in the same, like, just, like, metal category. It almost looks like it was, like, sanded, and then they just, like, smoothed it with, like, they just, like, put a sealant on it. They didn't really care.
Yeah, it feels like if they didn't put that sealant on it, like, if it were a little bit less like that, it might have had more texture to it, like the sanded texture, like you said. And in that case,
Yeah.
I probably would have ranked it higher. But this one's probably a C for me as well.
Yeah, it doesn't really have much going for it other than the other metals.
Yeah, this is a good-looking metal, though. I like this one more than some of the others.
All right, next up is one that I didn't realize the name was so accurate for. We have a Hollow Key Blur, and I swear my screenshot is not blurry. That is actually just how it looks at that distance.
This is another. I can't really tell if this is like a cheese grater-ish material.
I feel like it's almost like a fabric, but like I don't know, like I don't know how to describe it. I guess it seems to me almost like if it was like a wicker basket. I guess like that kind of like cross stitching pattern.
So the thing is that it's not. It looks nothing like that in game. So it's not a.
Yeah.
It's not like a stitched cloth. It's like a smooth surface with evenly dispersed pock marks, like dots.
Ah, okay.
So for it going based on that, it has like a grater-ish type thing, but I guess it depends on how deep and how sharp the dots are.
Yeah. Do you think if you licked this, it would taste like a McDonald's Sprite?
A McDonald's Sprite.
You know, have you ever drank one of those? It tastes like you're drinking TV static.
Sense of the Sprite dimension. Yeah, no, I totally agree, actually. Yeah, that's something I would want to do.
We do S for Sprite.
S for Sprite. I'm down.
S for Sprite. I think that's reasonable. Put it in S for Sprite tier. All right, next up we have a Homestead Twill. I feel like this is more the one I was describing earlier.
This is, and I only got this one recently because I wanted to round out my collection, but it is literally just dirty Ayatan Elegance.
Damn, that's rough.
If you can look at them side by side, this one's like, yeah, this one's Ayatan Elegance.
Oh yeah, I see it. What the heck?
Yeah, it's been like if Ayatan Elegance were on your couch, like Ayatan Elegance is like when you first get the couch, you move into your apartment, everything is totally fine. Homestead Twill is you've had a bunch of friends over the years, you've had let some pets kind of claw at it a bit. It's dirty. You don't really take the time to clean it. That's not.
It says couch 1 year in.
Yeah.
It's seen some shit.
Yeah, I don't want to put my tongue on that. This is another dirt.
I'm seeing season chat, but we can't put it in the same tier, I feel like.
As I put it in D for. Oh, yeah, well, yeah. It really can't be.
Already there.
Really can't be. So, like, you take everything bad about Ayatan Elegance that you don't like, the reason it's in D, and then make it dirtier. So it's an F.
Yeah, I feel like it's only reasonable to put that in F if we've already established that Ayatan Elegance belongs in D. Next up, you've got Jade Esteem. The texture of the ball here, I feel like he looks like he's almost like made of clay.
Yeah, this preview gives me Driveway vibes.
Yeah, I feel like it's like if you ever painted and you just have like a thing of paint fall off your paintbrush and then it just looks like this, like the ball.
Like just a glob.
Yeah. Grendel over here though, he looks like a Wes Anderson character.
This one's kind of weird because I feel like it's smooth, but it's like not as smooth as you'd want it to be if you were looking for that. This is weird.
There's some. I mean, it looks almost like the material is like deformed in the ball preview there.
Yeah, it's definitely worn down. Like this looks like it would be dirty.
I feel like if I licked it, it would like leave like a stain on my tongue, and that just seems like an unpleasant experience.
Oh man, okay, yeah, that sold it for me. This one has to be either D or F tier.
I feel like I don't know. I feel like I'm putting that one in F tier, just on the grounds of like I don't want to lick clay
or paint. Like yeah, all the comparisons made, which is not ideal.
All right, next we have Junction Mode. This seems like it would be kind of an interesting one. I don't know
Yeah.
if it looks like it's dirty or if it's just that dark, but like it's got all these like ripples.
Yeah. It depends. Again, yeah, it depends on. We don't actually know for sure if it's dirty. This isn't one where, well, it's like said like worn dirt
Yeah.
texture. So we don't know if it's been through the ringer or not. But if it's been out for a bit, then you don't know what's in those grooves.
Yeah, you don't know what's in that old junction mode.
Yeah. But at the same time, I feel like it would be an interesting experience just for like texturally. I feel like it wouldn't be bad to run your tongue along that.
Yeah, I feel like I don't know. It might be a little bit sharp, but I don't think we're in field drawn form territory.
Nowhere near. Yeah, this is.
Or what do we think? We think it like a B, maybe an A.
This
Do you
is
have
an
any
A.
strong
I think.
opinions?
I think the idea because we don't know if it's dirty. If it's dirty, then it can be like B or lower. But if it's just clean, this is a freshly manufactured junction mode texture. I think it's an A.
All right, I think that's reasonable.
Yeah.
Next up, we have Lavar Solid. This is another one of the interesting ones to me.
This one is just bumpy. It's
Yeah.
Just,
It's like,
bumpy.
can you lick? Well, I would say I feel like it'd be like licking Braille, but I feel like I get kicked out of the library if I tried that for reference.
Someone said golf ball. Yeah, I
think
agree.
golf ball is a fair carpet. Yay.
Very, very golf ball-esque. I wouldn't be opposed to licking a golf ball. Like I think this
Alright.
is a solid.
You'll do it live on stream right now for proof for chat.
I would if I had my camera on and a golf ball present.
Thinking like a B or like an A. Have any strong opinions?
I think I'm down for an A for this one. I don't think
I
it's
think
that
that's
bad.
fair.
Like that. Looking at B now, like we've made some questionable choices.
That's
So,
true. We might have to do a bit of reorganizing.
It might maybe, but like it's kind of like messing with my kind of perception of what B tier actually is. So I think this one deserves A for now at least.
Next up, we've got Lua Darkside, and to be honest, this looks like asphalt. This looks like
Yes.
the basketball court at the park.
Right, and it looks like that on the preview. But I use this material a decent amount, and when it's on a Warframe, it actually looks like stone statue type material. Like that's been around for a bit. So it's
kind of weathered.
yeah, it doesn't look as bad as the preview does, in terms of weathering. But I wouldn't voluntarily lick like the park statue, which is what it is.
Looks like it would burn my feet in the summer. Yeah, I feel like if you licked this, it would just immediately burn your tongue.
Yeah, this absorbs heat and then disperses it in your mouth.
Then again, this is about texture, not temperature, but like...
Right.
I don't know what
Yeah,
you're thinking.
I can't get the image of licking a park statue out of my head. I think that's a D for dirt.
Yeah,
almost.
I think that's fair. I think that's a D for dirt.
Yeah.
All right, next up we've got Lunaro Striker. This was apparently Excalibur's, which I didn't even realize until I was doing this.
Oh, that makes no sense. Like usually,
Yeah.
most of them are like sort of on theme.
This one looks like it's covered in like, you know those like when you get like a pack of soda bottles and they got like the plastic thing
Oh,
that kills
man.
the sea turtles?
Yes, this. I was.
It
the
looks
sea
like it's
turtle
just
killer.
wrapped in those.
It to me it seems like kind of like rubber, like webbed rubber over cloth. Like I think there are some kind of like sports uniforms that have this going on, which is
Oh,
why
like a
it's
jersey
called-
texture almost?
Yeah, why it's called Lunaro Striker.
I can see that.
Yeah, so that's what I'm picturing when I see this texture, and it almost has like two textures going on. It's the rubber of the outside, and then the cloth of
Yeah.
the inside.
Do you think it's like a Tootsie Pop, or like if you lick the outside enough, you can make it to the inside?
Lunaro players? Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe, you think they're licking each other's uniforms?
I feel like
Between
Lunaro
games.
players are probably not above, that kind of activity. If they're playing Lunaro, like how much lower can it get?
Yeah, right. It's like your standards for entertainment are already in the ground, so you might as well start licking each other's jerseys.
I feel like
No
I put this
offense
one
to the-
pretty high.
Yeah,
Personally.
no offense to the two Lunaro players. This one's pretty good.
Yeah, both of them.
Yeah, I think this one is an A.
Slap that one an A. I think that's reasonable. All right, next up we've got. I think these are some of the most ridiculous ones in the game. We've got Matterai.
Whoa! I actually don't own this one because I don't do anything with operators.
This was why this stream took so long, was I was getting all of the focus ones.
Oh.
So it's basically like it looks almost like a stone countertop with a bunch of like ridges that are the Matter Eye logo, and I just feel like it's really fucking goofy looking.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't use this on anything. And as far as my tongue goes, I wouldn't use my tongue on it. I don't think I would want to.
I feel like it'd be like I feel like there'd be some texture there. It might be a little bit interesting.
It'd be interesting, yeah.
Let me get out the tier list.
At the tier list, look for some context here. I think this one is probably either a B or a C for me.
Yeah, I think I'd put it in B. It's not quite the smooth of the others.
Right. C is like where the just non-textured metal unremarkables go, I think.
What? Oh, my OBS had some weird shit going on, and I thought that I had messed up something real quick. All right, next up we have Naramon, which is basically the same thing. It's sort of like almost like a crosshatch type thing, and then you've got just the Naramon logo everywhere.
Yeah.
It looks like he has chicken pox.
He does. Oh, hope he gets better. But yeah, this isn't as bad as the last one, I think. I actually like this one more. Mostly based on the non-Naramon symbol looking material below it.
What do you think? Do you think it belongs in the same tier, or like is this?
I think it would be in the same tier. I don't think it's enough for it to push it any higher.
Yeah, this tier list isn't ordered, Chad. If it was, we put it a little bit higher, but I'm too lazy for that shit. All right, next up we have Orican Porcelain. This, just on the Saren, this looks like the exterior of like a ham roast.
Oh,
like,
man.
Like a cartoon ham. I know that's not what it's supposed to be.
Very much not, but yeah, I can so see it. Oh, man. So obviously, well, we have context, right? We know it's porcelain.
Yeah.
And it's cracked porcelain. So you would not escape this without some intervention.
Yeah, if you try to run your tongue over more than one tile, you know, I don't think you're gonna get out of that okay.
Right, and I guess you'd have to think like, okay, is this just a bunch of different tiles kind of pasted on, or like pasted together, or is this a single like sheet of texture that has been like meticulously crafted to look this way? And if it's the former and it's a bunch of different tiles, then yeah, definitely don't want to be running my tongue along that.
I see hotel tiles. That's kind of a decent comparison. I feel like because of like you have sort of the like reoccurring motif in Warframe of like the Kintsugi stuff with like the Zaku Deluxe and the Ostrons and stuff. I feel like this one's probably just like duct taped together.
Right.
I don't know if I'd survive looking this one.
It would not be very fun.
I'm thinking I'm putting it in F just on those grounds. Right, next up we have Oxium Gloss. This looks like it's very scratched up.
Yeah, this is like if you took everything about the C tier metals, but also added like the fact that it has definitely been through some stuff. But I also am not sure if it's damaged or if it just comes out like that automatically, or if it's like, I don't know, if it's like part of the design.
Yeah, it's just they just scratch it up, they just rough it up a little bit before they add it. They put like a sealant on it after they, you know, like throw it down the stairs.
Yeah, it's like when you distress your jeans on purpose. It's like it's part of the style. This is probably a C tier for me.
Yeah, I don't feel like I'd put it higher than any of the other metals.
Yeah.
C tier is just the unremarkable metal tier.
Yeah, I will say for the record that this is my favorite metal visually. I just think it's the most interesting looking.
Yeah, all right, next we've got... Oh, all right, steel yourself for this one, Flip. We've got packed debris.
Ooh.
And holy shit, this material is rough. Oh my god.
Okay, so there is a similar-ish looking material to this that's coming later that I will rank higher than this one. The fact that I know that this is debris, hard F.
This looks like Volt was like, you know the scene from Star Wars: A New Hope
was in a
where they're in the
trash
trash compactor?
Yes.
Yeah, Volt didn't make it out.
He got barely escaped with his life, but he is messed up for good. Like that's
that one's going in F. All right, next up we have Pearlescent Plastid. This is kind of a weird one. It seems like, I guess it's not super easy to tell, but I feel like, what's the phobia of like having a bunch of like holes and stuff, like trypophobia or whatever?
Trypophobia, like trypophobia.
Yeah, I feel like I feel like I would develop that if I licked this.
It's like almost like I know it's it says plastic, but it does look like kind of like a melted plastic type beat. Almost
Yeah, it's like a water bottle.
Yeah. So I feel like it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world to lick. I feel like I wouldn't hate my life after I did it.
Personally, I'm feeling like a D tier.
Yeah, this isn't the best. I wouldn't want to think about the kinds of like chemicals that are like emanating from it as well. Like if it's just melted, blasted. Yeah.
All right, now we have Fenarius bark, or Fenari. I don't know. I don't actually know if this is a real word.
Fenarius sounds fake, but
I tried to look it up and I couldn't find a definition. I'm like, did they just make up this word?
So yeah, would you lick a tree is the question here. Would you lick a charred tree? And I guess the answer is like maybe yes.
Yeah, I feel like, you know, I'd lick a tree removed from all of the diseases.
Exactly. Like I feel like as kids we've probably, you know, maybe licked a tree, and it's not even weird if you've licked a tree.
Yeah, it's just I feel like you're coping a little bit.
No way. No. So like I mean you could put it in S if you wanted to because it's totally normal to do that, but you also put
it's completely normal to lick trees according to PurpleFlurp, and I mean I don't have any reason not to trust him.
Yeah, but you can also put it in A, like if you prefer being like reasonable, because I feel like the texture would be neat, and you know, like charcoal is used in cooking.
I feel like I'd put it in S. I feel like, you know, you can finally live the experience of licking a tree without all of the associated moss.
Right. And okay.
We've got a polished Devar.
Ooh.
This is a weird one. It almost looks like it kind of just the texture of it almost reminds me of like a tie-dye or like a watercolor or something.
I can see that.
Normalize licking trees? Well, clearly Flurp is well on his way.
I'm not trying to make any statements like yes or no. I'm just saying that it might be, you know, cool if you normalize that.
Yeah, like you definitely could lick trees, and maybe society is too harsh on tree lickers.
Yeah,
but like
maybe
that's all
it's
we're
like
saying.
Almost unfair. Like, anyway, so polished Devar looks kind of, it's like it's definitely a metal of some sort, with like a weird like swirly pattern on it that makes.
Well, I guess Devar is a plains gem though, isn't it?
Is it? Oh,
yeah, Devar is one of the plains gems, but I feel like it's like technically like you have crystals that are like the consistency of drywall. I feel like it'd be one of those.
I'm showing my ignorance here. Totally, yeah. I definitely mined my fair share of gems, and just I guess I totally ignore. I just see the Nightwave pop up, then it just goes right out of my head. But yeah, no. If this is like a gem type,
really got some texture to it. You especially on Rhino's chest, you can kind of see where the light like deforms.
Yeah, where the light's hitting. I think this would probably be okay to lick.
I feel like this is like I feel like a B.
Yeah, I'm thinking B. I keep looking at Battle-Worn Steel and beads here, and I'm like, why?
Maybe we do have to move it. Next up, we've got Rail Stripes. This is an interesting one.
Interesting because you can have a completely different experience based on the direction you're licking it in. So if you lick
that's true.
Along the stripe, that's its own sensation. But then you lick it perpendicular to the stripe, and that is also very cool. I like this one. Yeah,
this seems like a cool one. It seems like I don't know. It reminds me of like almost like a padding or something like that. I know that it's rail stripes, but like it seems sort of matte. I guess looking at the mag, I feel like I'd put this one pretty high though.
I do as well. This one's probably either S or A.
I feel like I'd put it in A. I feel like I have the same desire to lick it as Lunaro Striker. All right, next up we have Rough Cryotic. This being Varudo's Voidshell material kind of weirds me out, just because it was like that. I'm not entirely sure.
I thought hers was Lua Darkside.
Yeah, hers is apparently Rough Cryotic. I have a list. Let me pull it up.
That's wacky to me. I could have sworn it was Lua
I had to make a
Darkside.
list for this video. I think Lua Darkside was one of the ones Hombask sells, I think.
Oh yeah, okay, I might be lit. Okay, that makes sense. Rough Cryotic.
This one seems, it's not like Cryo Sleeper level. I feel like it's almost like an ice sculpture maybe.
Yeah, I feel like
very
this is
shiny.
it's not quite like sub-zero temperature, but it is an ice of some kind. I feel like it would probably be cold to the touch, but not frozen. So it would be like a pleasant sensation on the tongue, and it looks smooth enough while being slightly textured that it would be an interesting experience on top of the temperature aspect. This is probably S tier.
Yeah, I think it belongs up there. I think we can consider we can put it up there. Also, while we're here, do you want to move?
Oh man, you can put that in D for dirty.
Yeah, I agree. We'll have to put it in the, or actually, we got to keep it somewhat alphabetical.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah, that's good.
All right, next up we have Rubido Impression, which was Wukong's material. This one seems kind of bumpy.
Yeah, this one's interesting looking. I feel like this would be pretty cool to lick. It looks like a neat texture to like just like run your hand over. So I can only imagine it would be even more
even better for your tongue.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's true. I think that's fair.
Like licking a turtle. Yeah.
I don't know. It seems like you've thought about the licking turtle thing. You sounded very excited when you came to that conclusion.
That was chat. I didn't.
Oh.
If chat's okay with licking turtles, then we can normalize that too.
You're thinking like an A or a B? You got any strong opinions?
I like A. I think A. It's definitely above something like field drawn form, which would destroy your tongue.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Oh, I got rid of the. Yes, like I said, I'm going to fuck this up more and more the farther we get in here. Next, we have a sleek T-core plate. This has the same energy to me as a flat noctral.
100%, and I can barely tell the difference a lot of the time.
Yeah, it's almost like this one's like a little bit more rough.
Yeah.
It's definitely more reflective.
Some of them do feel like other textures, but weathered. Like they've been through stuff. You've had the texture for a while, and now we're just going to like, oh, maybe like whoever sells these, like they just had the old texture lying around, and they're like, oh well, we can't sell it as is. We have to rebrand it.
Yeah, this is your bouncy ball from the arcade after 1,000 bounces. That's really not doing too well anymore.
I've seen kids put those in their mouths. Like the bouncy balls and the fucking.
Should we tap into our childish wisdom? Our childlike wisdom.
I feel like this is probably. Yeah. This is almost like maybe like slightly below wherever we put.
Flat nocturals up here in B.
This is almost like C.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know if it deserves to fall out of the same tier entirely, but
that's what I'm thinking. So maybe we keep it in B. And
I'm thinking
lower.
B.
Yeah.
I think that technically that this is supposed to be a metal in terms of like what the plate actually is, but it doesn't. I don't know. It doesn't really look like much of a metal. It's kind of shiny, but I don't feel like it's got that like metal shine to it. I guess.
I agree. What is noctral?
Well, I think. I want to say that's another one of the. Hold on. We're gonna do some quick research.
Yeah, I'm just curious.
Oh yeah, it's one of the crystals from the Valis.
Sabushi says based Yogwin S tier. Yeah, there was a lot of debate over that.
Yeah, that was a tough one. All right, next up we've got Smooth Salvage, and this does not look very smooth. This is still the default colors on Wukong. I have no fucking idea what it did to him.
Yeah, this is one of those textures where if you eat whatever you think you're going to have as the color there, it is completely different than what you originally intended. So
it looks almost like he's covered in like splotches.
Yeah,
especially on his face.
This one stinks. I don't like this one. Texture-wise, like tongue-wise, lickability-wise.
I wonder if it'd be like looking like a rusty metal.
That's exactly
with all of like the splotches. I feel like it would be like licking a rusty metal.
Yeah, I think you nailed it. That one, and I don't. Unless you're salad fingers, that does not sound.
Yeah, that's going T for tetanus.
Yeah.
All right, next up we have Soma Waves. This was Mags.
This is kind of like the Cephalon one from earlier, except it looks dirtier.
Yeah, it seems like it's got like the Cephalon adornment here. It sort of had like the vertical stripes. This one's more of like a I almost feel like it would have the texture of like a carpet.
It looks like, based purely on like how dirty it looks, it almost to me seems like a car tire.
I think that's fair.
And I wouldn't voluntarily lick a car tire.
What about involuntarily?
Involuntarily, also no.
You
But
just like if you're being held at gunpoint, you just take the bullet.
yeah, it's like, yeah, I guess it's not really worth it. Put my tongue, just put me out of my misery here. This one's probably a D for me. 'Cause
I think that's reasonable. D for car tire. We're just
D for
making shit
car
up at this
tire.
point. Okay, so I made the comment about developing tryptophobia earlier. Yeah, spore print is actually that one.
Yeah, 1000%. This might have been another material at some point, but the bugs got in, started biting away at it.
I feel like if I lick this one, I feel like bees would start coming out and attacking me.
Yeah. This one is almost like, I feel like this is below F tier. This one almost deserves its own tier. This one's awful. This one's...
It's so below F tier, it wraps around into being S tier. Good job, guys. No, I think it deserves to live in F tier. I'm not a fan.
Yeah, I don't like that one. I don't want to think about the ramifications of it. I don't want to think about the texture.
Next up, we've got submerged stone, and I think this texture is actually really fucking cool. I don't know if I'd ever use it on anything, but it looks really cool.
Yeah, I feel like you could use this for like a very specific type of Captura picture. I think I've seen this used for that. But as far as like fashion goes, it's like you need something very specific. I think textures like this end up on like smaller channels because they add like a subtle feeling to things that are
as
but
opposed
anyway,
to whatever this is.
Putting it on the bigger channels definitely not ideal. It looks like kind of garbage. But as far as lickability goes, this one reminds me of kind of like the tiles that you'd see in like on the floor of like museums, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like it reminds me of like I don't know. It looks almost like an aquarium decor to me, or like a statue that's in Atlantis. He's been underwater for a while. You know, he's getting busted up. Then again, I feel like if I licked it, it's kind of the same issue as Oregon porcelain, where like it looks like it's all flat, but I don't know how close it is to breaking. Like, what if just the pressure from my tongue is enough that I just get a mouthful of rocks?
Oh, yeah, that thought is, not the best. To me, the porcelain one seems more in that category, while this seems more like it's like an intentional design choice. Like
this one seems like it's still flat.
Yeah. So I feel like this would be fine, but it would be kind of flat. I think this is a C tier one.
Yeah, I think it can live in C tier. Next up, we have subtle scintillant, and it's subtle enough that you can hardly see it from the distance I took the screenshot.
This one is the, I think, the ideal version of the packed debris. I think it was. Yeah,
this seems like it seems like you know, fresh concrete.
Yeah, it's rough, but not so rough that it would hurt, but rough enough so that it has that kind of like nice feeling to it. Like I would definitely want to run my hand along this, but I have to dig up an image real quick. Yeah, do it. I don't think this would hurt your tongue either. So this one's actually probably.
I have to find. I feel like I'd put this one pretty high, but I have to find my justification. Here it is. I'm just gonna save this as concrete.png. All right. Here's my justification for why I would put this high tier.
Cement. All right, you sold me.
That's my justification. I love the cement flavored Doritos.
That is definitely this. Okay, yeah, that is.
I'm putting this one. I'm biased. I'm putting this one in S tier. I love cement.
I got to put the bark there, so you can put that one.
Yeah, normalize licking trees. Next up, we have tarnished morphics. I feel like this is another cool like metallic texture, but in terms of like lickability, I feel like it'd be like licking a mirror. Yeah,
this would be close to that. This is the non-scratched up Oxium gloss.
Yeah.
And as far as that goes, it looks cool, but lickability probably around the same. This is probably another C.
Yeah, I feel like it's a lot of the metals really are just trapped in this tier. I hope
It's
we reach
upsetting.
one that can finally break out.
Yeah.
Next up, we've got tellurium layers.
This
This
is
one
just
seems like a
sideways
yeah,
cephalon.
it's just a sedimentary rock. I think you
Um,
could just lick the Grand Canyon.
it almost looks too I don't know. It almost looks too even to be like a. I guess yeah. It depends on how you're cutting the tellurium.
It does have the same thing going for it though, as like a rail stripes, where you can lick it along or against the
Yeah,
layers.
this is like spicy rail stripe almost. Maybe the fact that it's like horizontal and not diagonal is kind of warping my perception of how it would be. Because rail stripe
Maybe.
seemed more exciting, but maybe that was only because it was diagonal. So maybe if you rotated this image to make it diagonal, can
Hold on, let me.
you do that real quick?
Yeah, we have to just to make sure you got the full idea.
Yeah, I don't want to like not have the whole picture.
I don't know if OBS is going to let me.
I could also tilt my head, maybe. Oh, okay, yeah, this is. Yeah, this
rotation.
is probably in the same tier.
Oh god,
Oh, I'll rotate my head back now.
it's a little bit difficult to look at if I'm being perfectly honest with the
Yeah.
way I tilted it. But yeah, I feel like it's kind of like rail stripe, but it's a little less uniform.
Yeah, so it's like different. It's like spicy rail stripe. I think
Spicy
this is
rail
a.
stripe.
This is probably the same tier wherever we put rail stripe.
Rail stripes up in A.
Yeah.
I feel like I might put it as like an A and maybe a B. It depends
Yeah.
on the day.
Orientation, reliant.
All right, next week. Oh god, sorry, I messed things up again. We have 1,000-year scales.
This
So
one is the.
this is just fish.
It's fish. Yeah, this is the fish scale one. I did use this for like a reptile snake type look for Saren, but looking at it now, zooming in on that shot that I took, it is fish.
Would you lick a fish? That's the real question. Would you just buy like a trout from the grocery store and just lick it?
Lick it, like in front of the deli guy.
Yeah.
Not deli
Just
guy,
make
just-
eye contact with the seafood person.
Yeah, just be like, hey, can I have that? Just lick it, just put it back, don't break eye contact, walk away. Yeah, I would do that. I mean, I would lick a fish. I wouldn't do all that.
Thank you for clarifying.
I thought, yeah, yeah.
I feel like this would be like a B tier to me.
Yeah, I feel like the thing is that you can lick a fish and it's normal to lick a fish, but at the same time, it's like
Yeah,
the
we should also
sensation-
normalize licking fish.
Yeah, the sensation of licking a fish is not like, the best thing in the universe compared to, I don't know, like I guess licking frosting or a glaze off of a donut.
Yeah.
So,
Next
or
we
a
have
tree.
Thresh Cone Fresh.
Thresh Cone Fresh. They definitely, when naming this, were just like, let's have fun with this. 'Cause I don't know what the heck that means.
I feel like it'd be like I first kind of get like almost like pine cone energy, but it's like too
Yeah.
small for that. Like the bits aren't far enough apart.
Yeah. This is, I feel like the fact that they're so close and packed together means that it would be more like a bumpy sensation versus like a cutting
Yeah.
kind of sensation. So this one's probably high. I feel like this one's almost. Where do we put the other bumpy one?
A lot of them are an A, but I don't know. Like, does this one surpass those, or does it belong in the same tier? That's the question.
Yeah, I think this one's probably an A.
See-
I don't know if anything pushes it further, unless you think.
It reminds me of foam or goo, but I feel like there'd be like more texture to it because that one's still like a little flat.
Yeah, it would definitely be more textured than foam or goo. Maybe that does push it to S.
I
I'm
feel
okay
like
with S.
I don't know if we had like an A plus, maybe that'd be easier.
Yeah, no, this is like low S for sure.
Yeah, I think I'm willing to put it in S, but like only just.
Yeah.
All right, I hope you like metal because we're here to the titanium
Ugh.
sheet. This one, do you remember when the void shells were new that if you use this material in the color black, you were like completely
Yes.
dark?
People were so mad that they removed that functionality. And the thing is, though, that this texture is almost completely useless now. Outside of that, because if you want like a metallic texture for a fashion, you're gonna go for the ones that, like, I don't know, don't look like this. Like they just
Yeah.
kind of mess with colors.
This
and-
one, it's kind of subtle, but this is so reflective. It's reflecting the light from the chroma key Captura scene on the Rhino.
Yeah,
it's actually so bright I couldn't get rid of it.
It's so wacky how reflective it is. This is like licking a mirror.
Yeah, this is like licking a mirror.
So it's almost like you're tasting your own tongue. Like that's
is that how that works?
It reflects the taste buds back at their own taste buds. Yes.
I mean, when you put it that way, it definitely sounds a lot more interesting.
Yeah, for sure. Like if you sell it, I'm seeing a what in chat, but like I'm totally making sense right now. You know it. So I think we could probably put this above. This might actually escape C tier by being more interesting.
Yeah, I think maybe we could put it in B tier just on the grounds of, you know, B for mirror.
B for. Yeah.
Right. Next up, we've got Tough Vest and Moss.
This
is like.
This is like spore. Most. Would you like moss?
It seems to me like a vine, like if you just had like a vine, and I don't know. I ain't no Tarzan personally.
You think Tarzan spends his time like licking the vine he's swinging on?
I mean, I feel like he's tried at least once.
Probably. I mean, you get bored. Like, what else is there to do in the jungle? Yeah, I don't know. This is bordering on spore print for me in terms of.
Yeah.
Kind of
like. It'd be interesting, but the texture, knowing that it's moss, and knowing that it'd be like squishy,
Yeah, I don't know. This one's a rough one. I don't like this one very much.
I don't know. I think this one. Also, I have PTSD from pre-nerf Silver Grove 25 vest and moss per apothec, so that one belongs in there too.
Okay.
All right, next up, we're here to another focus one. We have Unairu. I feel like this one's a little bit more interesting than the others. But not by much.
Yeah, I think the design would be kind of interesting to like make contact with your tongue. But the underlying texture is kind of like very just straightforward.
Yeah, I feel like I don't know if it's gonna escape the pull of B tier.
Yeah, no, B tier gets it.
All right, next up, I'm surprised how many of these just happen to land next to each other alphabetically because we have Vazarin.
Oh man,
this one's just weird. He looks like almost like he has spots, but it's just the texture like the wave.
Yeah, it looks like someone like took a texture in Photoshop and just kind of like layered it over him, I guess.
But the screenshots I took legitimately don't feel real. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
some of them look like I made them as a joke.
Yeah, no, it looks. I think this one's probably also just gets stuck in B. If I'm being honest, like looking at, I'm trying to like divorce it from my opinion of them, like for fashion, of course. It's like all of these are just not very good.
All right, next we have White Sun Veneer. This is very flat.
This is flat nocturnal. This is almost exactly flat nocturnal. Like this.
It's just it's just brighter.
And yeah, the steel Teaker plate, pretty much almost exactly the same. But this one is. Can you actually pull up flat nocturnal next to this one?
Yeah, I think it might actually just be. I have to adjust it a little bit.
Flat nocturnal almost looks a bit dirtier.
Yeah, I feel like it's just like the brighter version. If you look at how like the Rhino versus the Styanax kind of absorb the color.
Yeah, right.
I think it's just the bright version.
Yeah, I would just stick this wherever flat nocturnal is. I don't think anything fundamentally changes about how it feels on the tongue.
B tier's getting pretty hefty. All right, next up we have my favorite texture in the whole game, Zeneric.
Oh man.
This texture looks so fucking stupid to me.
This is messing with my head, kind of staring at it. It's like hypnotizing.
It fucking, I don't know. I remember when this first came out because I'm one of those people that just uses Zeneric like exclusively.
I am.
And this was my drifter fashion. I just made it all the same blue and then just all of this texture when they released the Voidshell. Makes me think of bubble wrap. That's an interesting idea.
Bubble wrap.
I think you could pop each individual Zeneric.
Oh, maybe. You think you could do that with your tongue?
Maybe if you have enough force.
Huh. Does that question make it more interesting than the other B tier?
That
old
is
school
fair.
textures.
You know, if we were going purely by fashion, it would be an easy S if you ask me.
For sure.
But
This he could probably be. Let's put it in A tier.
he's finally graduating.
Yeah, he can be beyond, and not just because I use generic for everything.
Yeah, it's definitely, there's no bias here.
None.
All right, the last one we have is Zetki quality. This actually hurts to look at for me.
Yeah. It's like almost like a carbon fiber type looking thing, but I feel like it's not the right pattern for it for carbon fiber. I might be wrong.
Disco ball? I think that's actually a decent perspective. It does kind of look like the preview does look like a disco ball. Rhino himself looks like I don't know. He's been under many years of erosion.
It's I would not want to put my tongue on this texture is the thing. Like looking at the Rhino makes me uncomfortable, just like straight up.
Yeah, I feel like he'd be very like spiky in practice.
Exactly. Like I don't know, maybe not spiky, but definitely like uneven, like even but uneven at the same time in like an uncomfortable kind of way. Yeah, keep that away from my tongue. This is.
What you thinking? You thinking is this far falling enough for an F tier? Or you think it belongs in D? Like you still would lick it, but like you just wouldn't like it.
I might lick it out of curiosity, actually. So maybe D, just for
maybe D.
Yeah.
All right, that's actually the last one in the list. So let's evaluate. It took us. The fact that this took us over an hour is kind of surprising.
Did it actually? Oh, it seems like such a time flies when you're looking materials.
Do we have any final considerations for things that we think should be moved?
So field drawn form B. I guess that's fine. It's an interesting texture. It's a challenge. It's an
a bit of a puzzle. Yeah,
Yeah.
it is.
So I think I'm okay with that. C tier is looking perfectly smooth.
Yeah, that's what the C is for. C for smooth.
C for smooth. Dang, I had elegance in D. It's so sad because I love that texture just in general, but I don't want to put it higher just because I like how it looks. Because I do think it would not be amazing to put your tongue on. Because it's t-shirt.
Yeah, just put the t-shirt in your mouth.
Yeah, cheap suit texture is what it is, and then the Homestead Twill is like the dirty cheap suit. This is looking good. I don't know if I would change anything. Are there any ifs, any iffy things for you here?
It's seeming. I feel like I feel like it seems good. What about chat? What do you all think? Is there any major objections? We'll give them a minute to catch up.
Yeah.
The first thing I see is just C men, so it seems like we're off to a good start.
C metal.
C metal. That's what the tier really stands for. My stream preview just falls behind in YouTube. I was still looking at Zeneric, and I was confused for a second that it maybe the stream crashed, but I think we're fine. Moss is S tier. I'm sorry, Glitch. I'm not conceding on that one.
Yeah, no, that's a hard sell for anything
like
above F.
I'd put my tongue on it, and it'd just be all squishy. Eat the shirt, moth behavior. Flurp, is your wife watching this? That's a good question.
She's playing The Sims near me as I talk about this.
Moth behavior.
She needs to turn around. Yeah, I'm feeling good about this tier list. I think I could show this to anyone, and they would agree that.
Yeah, I think this is pretty good tier list. Which one of us has actually licked moss? Glitch, are you saying, like, what are you implying? What are you saying here?
I think they're saying they've licked moss and loved it.
I'm sorry, that seems... Moss tastes... Okay, well, that's one thing we're not normalizing. Trees, sure, we can normalize trees. But I'm sorry, I'm not moss.
that's a touch too far. It's a bit... Yeah, no.
My tolerance has to end somewhere, and it ends at fucking moss.
Transcendent experience. Battleworn Steel looks like the dirty sock under a teenager's bed. That's pretty apt.
That's an interesting way to put it.
Yeah, I guess anything that seems...
What do you mean instant S, Idad? What the fuck? Why would you say that and then say S?
Only furries use the generic Voidshell texture. How do you plead?
What's that supposed to mean? You accusing me of something?
Yeah, they're playing something.
All right, I'm gonna download this tier list. I'm gonna throw it up on the community tab. We'll get some wider opinions.
I'm curious to see what my Discord server thinks about this tier list. They'll probably, it's a fashion server, so they probably would judge it more based on the visuals than the you gotta think with your tongue sometimes. I think this was a good exercise.
Yeah, I really do think it's interesting that the human, tongue has the ability to just immediately identify what something would feel like if you licked it.
Exactly.
All right, the full image doesn't want to fit correctly, but I don't care. They can just click on the post. Here, I will send this to you as well for your own, Oh wait, though that's the concrete image. Hold on, my bad.
just send me the
just the concrete image. All right, there you go. If you need this for any reason.
This is beautiful. I'll be utilizing it.
Also, just a general thing, just to see if anyone knows. Does anyone know what skybox I'm looking at right now?
I feel like I should know, but I don't.
See if anyone's enough of a no-life that the my Earth. I mean, which scene? Earth is way too easy. I want to see if any of the skybox appreciators are in chat this fine evening.
I feel like I don't use skyboxes enough in my pictures because they do end up looking very pixelated.
Yeah.
Yeah, Corpus Ship would have been my first guess. Umbra Courtyard is like very different. So.
All right, I'm going to hide the Warframe scene, but I am going to give it away by letting you guys hear it. Does that ring a bell for you all now, Chad? It's the Dog Days one.
Oh, it's dog. Wow, that explains it. I'm never in. I'm never there.
This is a really pretty skybox.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Anyways. And yeah, it's blurry because that's just how the filter is set up. Also, my YouTube preview has crashed, so like I can't see what it actually looks like for you all right now. I have a vague idea. But yeah, that didn't take too long, surprisingly. We haven't even actually reached weekly reset yet. I forgot because of daylight savings. It's not even here for another 20 minutes.
Right. I've been doing the Archons on rotation almost.
Yeah, I haven't missed a single Archon hunt because I'm a fucking loser.
I've been trying not to. Like, I missed the first couple because I just wasn't playing, and then I started doing them, and I got, like, Tau Forged after Tau Forged. I'm like, maybe I should do these every week.
There was also, I was stockpiling my stock from Call, and the reason for that was, like, I just, like, oh, in case I ever need it. And there was a bug for a few weeks where if you bought an Archon shard before you bought it last week, it would show up in the shop again at the time that you bought it the previous week. Oh, so I may or may not have gotten 2 reds and a yellow I should not own.
Oh.
Thank you for the 5 Robin Hood Pog days. Thank you, very cool. Next tier list, how tasty the plants we scan are. That'd be very short, though. There's not that many of them. I feel like I gotta adjust my... There, is that better for you all, chat? It's still blurry, but like... Frog days. Why did I laugh at that?
How are you gonna top this one? What are you gonna...
That's true. How do you go past to this kind of tier list? Foot tier list, and then now to Voidshell material lickability tier list.
Right.
I don't know if you can get much higher. Glitch has already commented on the community post, Mosh should be S tier.
Well, I mean...
Actually, I think I have an idea. Here, y'all want to bitch about my choices? Go make your own. There's the link. You can go make your own tier maker.
I'm curious to see how different everyone's would be, besides, obviously the Moss being S tier. Apparently it is a transcendent experience, and it changed your entire paradigm.
Enemy Smasher Pass tier list? That would take way too long. Do you know how many fucking enemies there are in this game?
Stretch it out. You could be just like Grenier, Corpus.
Maybe.
Maybe not the best type.
Maybe like Smash or Pass, but how much I want to smash them with a rock in the head.
Oh. paradigm shift. Yes.
There has to be some gimmick to these awful streams. Took less than 45 minutes, man. You were just
speed running.
Yeah, you were just going right through it. It's like Markiplier's Pokemon video. You gotta keep it going. Codpiece tier list.
Easy Volt S tier, and then the rest can go wherever else.
I don't know. Zephyr, I feel like belongs pretty high up too, though.
That's fair. It's just I can't really see past in most cases. Gauss tier list.
Yeah. How do you even do that? Top 10 Gauss. It's like I don't know if you're familiar with the YouTuber, yeah, but they did a video of top 10 Freddy's from Five Nights at Freddy.
Oh my.
And every single time he introduced one, he was just like number blank, Freddy Fazbear, and it was so fucking funny.
You could do that. That could be the next thing.
It's every version of Alan V.
Yay. Oh yeah, that'd be a good one. Oh man, maybe just bosses. Boss Smasher Pass. That would be
light so I can avoid the degeneracy. Is it over? We're just licking Voidshell. How's that degeneracy? I don't think licking trees is degenerate. It's something we should actually normalize.
Yeah, I actually just don't see why anyone would think that, and it's kind of insulting that it was brought up.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna go to my dead-ass Twitter account and tweet normalize licking trees right now, and no one's gonna get any context. There we go. Oh god, I opened Twitter and the last thing I see is just Sab getting mad at my foot tier list. I opened Twitter for like the first time in 2 weeks and I had like 20 notifications of people replying to him tweeting about it. I'm like, what happened while I was gone?
I need to stop being on Twitter. I've been less on Twitter recently. I've been weaning myself off a bit. It's been a lot to kind of handle recently.
My social media vice is Reddit. I'm like, yeah, look at all these funny memes.
Reddit is another one that I kind of just open passively, scroll for a bit, and then just like leave for like 5 minutes and then go right back.
Yeah.
It's rough to quit.
It's worryingly addictive sometimes. It's just like, oh yes, let me go and look at, well, I would say funny images, but like there's nothing funny on Reddit anymore. I think we've completely exhausted all the funny.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not ideal.
Lich or Sister Smasher Pass with community submissions. What the fuck?
Lich name tier list. Or like rating. Like community Lich name rating. I don't know how deep that goes.
Warframe really subreddit tier list? Yeah, our Warframe F tier. Meme frame F tier. Fashion frame triple S tier.
Triple
I love seeing. I don't know if you saw. I think it was in the first Rippers round that Zert posted just a fucking regular Voban wearing the Pyra ephemera, and
That's
that
beautiful.
was just that dripped pretty hard.
It's honestly like it gets to a point sometimes where I see enough like relay fashion, and you know what I mean when I say relay fashion, that I see a vanilla Warframe and I'm like, oh, okay, thank God,
we're safe.
Yeah.
My fashion's not particularly good, but I feel like it is above average enough that I don't feel like, you walk up to someone and they're just all bright colors and they're using the Octavia Deluxe, and it's like, what are you doing?
I think it's not a hard bar to clear, but it's
So that shit's traumatizing sometimes. That reminds me, I was in Cetus the other day, and I saw an Excalibur Prime, and I was like, oh, that's rare. And so I looked at the guy's profile, and his stats were the most based shit I have ever seen. His most used primary was Phage at 47%.
That's beautiful. Whoa.
His secondary was Acrid at 39%. And his most used Arcwing was Elytron. I'm like, holy shit, this guy is amazing.
He knows what he likes. That's like
it was LR2 as well. Like, you have all these options and you're sticking with Phage. I respect that shit.
Yeah, some people are like, you can't main anything in Warframe. It's just too diverse of a game. There's too much stuff to explore. And that guy's like, no way. I found what I like.
Yeah, I've done it. I switched stuff around a lot. I don't know about you, but my most used frame is Oberon Prime at 4%.
Oh, that's sick. So my most used Warframe is Loki Prime, followed by Loki, and Loki Prime is at like 11%, and then Loki Prime is not. It's like at 9%, and it's only because I no-lifed those frames for like my first like entire year of playing the game. and played
Yeah.
nothing else because I was addicted to Switch teleporting my friends.
Based.
And that was it. Like I just only played that, and I would love to have Volt up there because I play Volt a lot now, but there's no way.
Yeah,
it's
you
getting
started the
past.
arrestor helm thing. This is all your fault.
I'll take full responsibility gladly.
Chevenant tier list? I guess, Flurp, now that you're here, hold on. I didn't switch any of this stuff from my normal scene. Let me cover this up. Now that you're here, you've probably seen it already, but I have to show you the fashion masterpiece that is my chat Revenant.
Oh man.
So there was one day on stream that I decided chat was going to help me put a fashion together. And the result was chat Revenant.
Ooh. That's honestly that's like Megan tier though.
Yeah,
It's like
I feel like
this is a genre.
Megan. I'm gonna be honest. Megan tier is the greatest fashion insult I've ever received in my entire life.
I'm saying that people actively attempt to replicate that style of fashion. Like it's like almost like I don't know. It's like a genre.
Yeah, I love how the Mulciper knee guard, the fucking.
I like how the
right through the
energy
ephemera.
clips, yeah, it's very tasteful. It's tasteful clipping.
It's the same with you might have noticed it. I don't know which look it is. Yeah, Revenant's normal prime helmet, his jaw clips into his coat a little bit.
So it used to be worse actually, and I was taking pictures for like the QTCC campaign. I was supposed to take pictures of Revenant Prime, and I was like tasked with doing that, and I tried taking pictures of him, and every single pose I tried for him had his face clipping through his collar, and it was just a rough time. So eventually after a couple submissions, they were like, yeah, just take a picture of anything else.
This isn't working.
Yeah, this isn't working for us, which is I feel like I failed, but at the same time it was like, yeah, I don't love how he looks in general.
I think this was a fashion I stole from Farius Demon, one of the people that posts on a fashion frame that I think is pretty good.
Awesome. I love that guy. We've he's done a few showcases of my stuff, and I love everything he does.
I've never stolen a fashion from PurpleFlurp before. That is
oh
literally
man, that's ancient.
That
Holy crap.
has never happened in my entire life. I've never taken a single one from PurpleFlurp. All of these are completely original.
That's great. It's so sick seeing that Avara, honestly, because that's.
I changed
ancient.
the Syandana, but yeah, I was like, I'm looking for some Avara that I saw a Reddit post, and I'm like, oh, I recognize this person.
Oh man, that's awesome. Someone said, "What's my favorite fashion of all time that I've made or that someone else has made?"
Original character, do not steal. Yeah, hold on, let me just change the primary color channel. This is my OC, Dark Avara.
Honestly, that looks pretty good. That I've made. Probably the synthwave Volt that I just shove everywhere and that everyone has seen at this point. I think that one's probably my favorite. I
should probably rep your glyph at some point. I love every time someone in my Discord sees it in the wild, they always post it, and I just find it to be just great.
It's still surreal seeing it in missions, and I'll get sometimes people who I'm trading with who have it, and I'll be like, nice glyph, and they just won't even acknowledge anything. So
they don't even know.
They don't know. I'm sure they just get it and they just forget, which is totally fair. I'm just happy people like it. My opinion on Wisp fashions, I think Wisp has way too many cosmetics.
Yeah, fine. This is what I was rocking.
I like the shoulder pieces. I feel like shoulder pieces don't end up looking amazing on her a lot of the time, but that one actually works out.
Yeah, I wanted to do an Arbiter's Hexus kind of deal, and so
good.
Wisp was my test subject.
This is good. I like Arbiters a lot, just as an aesthetic. I think their scene is the best Captura scene.
Yeah, it's great. Unfortunately, I have the Captura ability of, a carrot. So,
a carrot.
Have you seen my thumbnails?
If the field of view is low, then that's above. I want to say 90%.
I will enable depth of field, and I will turn it all the way up. When I was doing Trip or Drown, that stream went on for almost 4 hours, and by the end of it, when I was getting to people that still had depth of field, I was starting to have a breakdown. I was like, please, adjust the slider or turn it off.
It's rough. It's one of those things where I'll take a bunch of Captura and then I'll go to a different game because I need a break, and I'll take pictures of like something like Spider-Man, and having so many different like settings that actually work,
Yeah.
like depth of field that actually makes sense and doesn't blur the edges of my subject, is just like beautiful. And then I'll go back to Warframe. It's like, all right, well, time to boot up Reshade.
Yeah.
Which is,
So I've changed my Gara fashion. I'm reformed. Okay, I'm doing the same thing everyone else does. The samurai look.
I like the energy. The brown is also really.
I think this is I think a very underrated color is this one in Eximus. This sort of like blue green down here looks fucking fantastic.
That's the metallic color I use on my Volt. I love that one.
Yeah, I fit it in on plenty of stuff.
Yeah, no, it is worthy of that. It's really good.
BRB will steal. I have decided kind of the same thing with the that Baruch skin of sort of like the samurai type aesthetic.
That's also good.
I also kind of
red shards, 5 of them.
Yeah, it's all melee. You want to see something even more cursed?
Freezer pop.
This was the first frame I put all 5 shards on. Was Frost.
Is that purely for the aesthetic?
I actually couldn't fit any health mods.
Oh,
so it was like blue shard time.
I love that helmet because it reminds me of like a ring pop.
It's so fucking cool. I was kind of torn. I remember some frames it was really hard to choose a skin that I wanted to work with. I remember like I thought Emperor was also, I mean not with this color scheme, but I thought Emperor was a pretty cool one too.
It's always hard when people are like, what skin should I buy? Because like for me, it's like if I like how the skin looks, I'm gonna take pictures of it, so I'm gonna buy it. But if it's like if it's someone who wants to like actually like play the frame, then they're just going to buy like one skin.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, it's hard to.
Someone asking, the skin on here is the Palatine skin that came with Rhinos Deluxe. I will be honest, I have had some deluxes I bought just for one thing, and for
Yep.
For I mean, as you can see, for Gara, it was literally for this. That was all I really wanted out of it. There's for Mesa, it was literally just
same
the skin for the guns.
That's all I did. I took the actual deluxe skin and I tossed it in the trash instantly. I just wanted the flintlock pistols because they look amazing.
This was another one where I was kind of torn because I feel like she has so many good. I don't know if I even have a free like slot to look at them that has no colors, but she has so many great skins.
It's so hard for me to not just use Grax or Marlet for her, because I think both of them handle all of the themes that I would do just perfectly.
Yeah.
And I feel like she's kind of a hard Warframe to create Tenogen for because of how specific the model is. Like it's just a cowgirl wearing a jacket.
Yeah.
And she has all the, like the shells there as well.
Glass Eater, real and true.
Eater.
I agree. What else? I have. It's funny because when I was doing something for Loki, I didn't like. I was like, I really like the Incubus skin, but Trib has taken this. You can't use this skin without being compared to Trib anymore. So I'm like, all right.
It's
next
like
best
the
thing.
better name pending helmet.
Yeah, Corpora.
Yeah, I love that helmet and I use it a lot, but there's always the comment like, oh, it's better name pending. Yep.
Yeah, it's like you can't use that skin anymore. It was something I was talking about on like a previous stream of mine with some people. They have like a thing that's so iconic to them as like a frame that it's what everyone associates them with, like BNP or Trib or what have you.
Yeah.
I don't really have any like that, but
it's time to build your brand.
Maybe.
My favorite Loki that I have is he's all green and his energy is black because I use him in Captura collabs as like special effects.
Oh, that's interesting.
Because if you have all black energy color, he just won't show up. Like he doesn't even show up as like a shimmer or anything. So
he just ghosts out. He's just gone.
Yeah, he ghosts out. But if you're like, I don't know, need to put lighting, like the 3-way lighting only works on one subject, or whoever the host is of the Captura scene. So you can just like move the invisible Loki like inside their model, and you won't see him. And then you
some of the shit that you people have had to come up with for Captura to like.
It is.
You bent it so far.
It's actually crazy how useful Loki is for most things in Captura. Just like you can move the enemies around where you need with Switch Teleport. You can have an invisible frame to do like special effects and stuff. I don't know. The amount of breaking that I've had to do in Captura. It's like I've had streams where I've spent like 10 minutes straight like ramming Titania into the wall trying to clip out of the map.
Yeah. I think they fixed, at least on a lot of maps, one of my favorite glitches. I don't know if you ever had done this, but there was a bug in Captura with how unstuck used to work. If you threw yourself, like on the Umbral Courtyard, if you threw yourself out of the map and then typed unstuck when you were far away enough, it would put you on the nearest ground you could stand on, which would just so happen to be the skybox.
Oh man.
So you would just teleport yourself into the skybox. And I might still have like screenshots of me like putting a bunch of fireworks and stuff in there, and then just my cousin Nick's perspective of me fucking being massive. But they fixed
sick.
unstuck, so it now puts you on the last location that you were like able to stand at, not the closest standable one. It's like, damn. I haven't found the skybox since.
I miss when you were able to use an air support charge to unlock all of the doors.
Yeah.
That was handy as hell, and I obviously, yeah, you can't, like, for some reason, like, Captura scenes are tied to the actual instance in game, so things like that would, like, actually cause doors to open, like, on the Valis, where it would be relevant to Captura, so I guess they had to fix that. Same thing with, like, Hydroid. Being able to clip through walls with one frame just breaks the game.
Yeah.
But hopefully they never fix the Titania Wisp one, where you can clip through walls and stuff, because there's no way you can do that in an actual mission.
Mm-hmm. I'm not sure, did you ever encounter the bug in early days of Railjack where if you were Hydroid and you turned into his puddle and then teleported back to the Railjack with the Omni, you'd be fucking massive?
No, I didn't. That sounds insane, though.
It was so, you would literally be the size of the Railjack until you, like, if you left it, you'd just be huge.
That's really funny.
I miss those days.
Railjack is so filled with, still filled with so many bugs. I don't know if it's just, like, just me, because other people don't seem to have this issue, but I'll enter like one of the guns, like my Warframe will like shoot up, and then my Arcwing weapon will be vertical, impaling me vertically, and then I will stay where I am and watch the Railjack just fly away from me.
I've never seen that one before.
It's the worst. I have to like always go back. I can't. It's unusable. Like I can't do anything like that. But yeah, always have issues with Railjack for some reason.
I've noticed in multiplayer it seems a lot worse. Like in single player I don't have it that nearly as bad, but then I play multiplayer and it's just like, there was one time, you know how like in Corpus Railjack all your teammates have to be on board at the ship for the actual like mission to start once you do all that. So my friend Nitro had died in the Railjack and it didn't teleport him. He could still use the Railjack while I was in the normal mission. And I was like, well, that's weird, because I thought the entire reason it was this way was because they spun up a separate instance or something, but like, he's still out there.
It's bizarre, a lot of the stuff that ends up happening, and it's funny when it's not breaking the game. In like a bad way. Like, I want to be able to use Railjack guns, I really do.
I have to find the clip, but there was one bug where Nitro turned into the pilot's chair. Like, his Warframe was just the chair of the pilot's seat. And he had animations. If he crouched or something, like, the animations would move up and down and stuff. It was really weird. But I was just like, how did you pull this off? That was how we discovered, if you saw it in weird and obscure stuff, that Loki's decoy shows up as the chair if he's sitting in it when he uses it for his tactical ability. That was how we discovered that was trying to recreate that bug.
Holy crap, that's sick. I had one bug where in Captura recently, I think I might have posted this, but essentially I was Titania swapping between frames, like trying to clip out of the map, and I guess at one point accidentally hit her ult to get small, and then swapped to another frame as it was happening, and I had like a tiny Volt.
Oh dear.
It was just a tiny Volt just like walking around, and I was never able to reproduce it, but it was very funny.
I'm not sure if you ever played Halo 4, but there was a modded game mode in Halo 4 that turned you all into small Spartans, and that was like the entire gimmick, was that your weapons were still full size, but you were just really tiny. That has the same energy. I
would love stuff like that in Warframe. I think if they just... My friend Gwanox does a lot of Conclave stuff. He'll hate me for saying that. I think Conclave should just be turned into just like a bunch of joke game modes like that, where you just like, go super tiny, or you I don't know, all get like transformed into like some kind of weird thing to fight, like maybe what are those pancake
PvP?
Necromech PvP, like maybe one of those flat things in the sand on the Mars.
Oh, a desert skate?
Yeah, just put desert skate PvP
Or all the Dargans from the plains. You have to do Dargan dog fighting. That would go hard as hell, actually.
Dargan dog. That actually sounds so cool. Oh man.
That reminds me, I was supposed to do a video. I don't know if you saw any of the stream from it, but I managed to make a Dargan steel path viable, and I forgot that I was supposed to be doing a video for it.
You actually? Oh, how do you do that? How do you like mod it?
Nyx's mind control boosts the damage of them when you're piloting them, and makes them invincible.
Okay, well that'll do it. That's really funny, actually.
Sab informed me of a strategy involving Loki of all characters, with mind control and Archititron for the slam damage bonus that gets you like 33,000% damage increase.
Holy moly. Yeah, okay, that's insane.
You can do some interesting things in this game.
Yeah. I think that's like the most beautiful part about this, right? Like it's one thing to have all of like the broken stuff and have it like actively like affect the gameplay negatively, but then it's another to be able to enjoy like the harmless bugs.
Yeah.
That, especially for Captura, which bugs included is probably the most the most freedom that you'll get in a photo mode in a video game.
Yeah.
It's beautiful, but at the same time it's like, all right, yeah, please give us better depth of field.
It's funny, like when it comes to bugs, I understand why it was fixed. I don't know if you ever exploited it, but the power donation bug that you could just stack strength infinitely was so much fun.
I saw a bunch of like speed videos where people would just like go like upside down or something. They were just breaking the game going so fast. I wish I could have experienced that.
There was, because it briefly came back with Railjack, but not nearly as potent, because there was a bug where if you were in your operator when you re-entered your dry dock, your Warframe wouldn't disappear when you transferred back into them, so it would just duplicate their aura.
Oh, man.
But I remember it was like, you take Czar and Octavia and get a massive multi-shot buff and just kill your own frame rate every time you shoot. It's like, stuff like that. I get why it was fixed, but man, I still miss it. Or I have a video on my channel with that Railjack bug. Same thing happened for summon, so I had like 40 of Atlas's Rumblers.
That's beautiful. And, I know my friend had a way to like get infinite Wukong clones in Captura. So you just had like an army of them. I know he was talking about it today. I'm gonna have to try that at one point. It's just really funny. Like it involves like switching to the arsenal.
Wukong mains when they're told that there will be Zars and Kuvanukors at the function.
Just get the whole army.
Yeah, all of them. They're on their way to fucking leave negative reviews on Steam.
Oh my god. It's crazy how Wukong is still the most used Warframe, even after all of that.
People, I don't know if you've seen on the Warframe store page that there is a massive spike when Veilbreaker came out of negative reviews that's still affecting the game's reviews.
Yeah, because of the nerfs.
Yeah, and Steam, like, it's weird to me because Steam normally flags things. It's what they dub off-topic review activity, but they did not bat an eye at this one. They were like, yeah, that's fine.
I wonder why. That's weird. I think it was such a... It was weird because that actually gave the game, like, publicity because people were like, why is this game suddenly so heavily hated?
Salty people.
Yeah, very, very salty people who wanted to AFK farm.
I really liked that update purely because the armor strip changes made like a half dozen frames a lot better. And then of course Terrify's a helmet ability.
I still need to get a Necros to feed. I actually have more Necros primes than I ever had regular Necros. Which is...
Do you just collect them?
No, I got one on my own, and then I won one from a clan giveaway years ago, and then I think they gave one away for free.
Huh.
At one point. I just have way too many Necros.
You're just
primes.
stockpiling.
Yeah.
Maybe one day there will be a shortage. There'll be a Necros drought, and then you're a fool every day but that one.
Exactly. They are built, so I can't do anything relevant with them unless I decide I need 15 fashion slots for Necros.
I mean, his deluxe does drip pretty hard. Mine's pretty generic.
I only recently came up with what's your in-game name? I could send you
just CoolKid369. Frodbeck feet picks real trust. Okay, I believe you. Holy shit. Among Us? This is even better. Why would you false advertise? I care about that more. Belark's Merciless. Yeah, Belark's, I felt like crutched on Merciless for more max ammo, and then they took away the max ammo buff and didn't buff Belark's ammo pool. I'm like, damn. Well, we've been live for about an hour and a half. Do you have anything you want to shill PurpleFlurp while you're here?
Chill.
Yeah, my massive audience of 50 people.
I guess I could send my Twitter, or I guess my card. Send my card. These are all my socials except my Twitch, which I keep forgetting to add. But yeah, that's my card in the chat. I have been streaming more often on Twitch, but that's not saying much. I used to just not do it at all.
You say that you posted it in the stream chat or in
the stream chat.
I think
I can send it to you on Discord.
Was it a link? Because I don't see it. I think this or YouTube might have just decided no.
I sent it on Warframe. Man, I'm dumb. Hold on one second.
Oh. Okay, I was a little bit confused.
Here you go.
Here. I'll pin this. Screw the tier list being pinned. If any of you want to replace pin message. Make sure to go follow PurpleFlurp on Twitter, and then every time Flurp posts, just reply with Mosh should be S tier.
I'm down for that. If you say it enough, then maybe the adjustment will be made.
Yeah, it will develop Stockholm syndrome.
Yeah, eventually I'll be like, maybe I should put moss in my mouth, and then I'll reach that transcendent point where I will be like, wow, we've made a huge mistake.
Yeah, it's like hitting Nirvana the first time you put moss in your mouth, and you ascend beyond. Yeah,
exactly. It's like that one Vine, the cat. It's like the prophecy.
Well, they put the flower on its head.
Yes, it's moss.
Yeah, I agree. That's what will actually happen if you eat moss.
Mossdome syndrome.
Mossdome syndrome. Yeah, real and true. All right. Well, I think that just about does it. You have any parting thoughts? Any parting words other than moss should be S tier?
No, just thank you for having me. This was a blast.
Yeah, thanks for coming on. I really appreciate it. I would also just like to say for the chat and for the record, Flurp is way too humble about how good he is at Captura.
I'm glad people like my stuff. It means a lot to me because I enjoy making it.
Yeah, I think you do a really good job. Even if you have muted the rest of my Discord.
I pop into Warframe every so often. I take a look.
I'm sorry for you. That's Warframe discussion is the worst chat.
Sometimes I'll dip my toe in and then I'll be like, all right, well, that was fun. I'm back to Fashion Frame.
There was a time where it was early in the days of the Discord that I went back and forth with someone who was arguing that Excalibur was the best character in the game, and that was like before any of his major buffs.
Huh.
And it was like, sometimes I don't even know why I bother.
Yeah, there are always going to be ride or dies on certain things, and you gotta just accept it sometimes. Like when someone tells you the Vitala is a good attachment.
Damn. I will say, apparently my worst Warframe take is that I think Frost isn't bad. But
I used to main Frost.
Sometimes I guess I just have to live with the fact that other people can be wrong and I can't change their mind. I bring him into Archon hunts.
Oh really? I feel like I hear like whispers of like Frost actually still being amazing, but I just never see him in missions ever. And when he is in missions, he's an active nuisance because he's blocking stuff with the bubble.
Yeah, his the armor strip changes made it so that with like 168% strength you can full armor strip, and he has an augment where enemies that are frozen by his 4 take 200% more crit chance and damage. So he actually hits surprisingly hard.
That's like almost like Citrine almost. It's like
yeah.
Maybe I'll dip back into it because he has some really cool fashion that I would love to be able to see more than not at all.
That's the real reason to play any character. I say putting fashion on Ivara and Loki, and then I press a button and don't see it for the entire mission.
Exactly, but there are 100% frames that I have only started playing because of fashion. I think Ash is one of those frames where I just had no interest at all until I made a couple of fashions I liked with him, and that's another frame that's invisible most of the time.
Yeah.
But I still really like a lot of the stuff that he has going on. All right, well, this was awesome. Thank you for having me. I'm gonna go play some Deep Rock Galactic.
All right, that's probably a better expenditure of your time.
No,
thanks for coming on, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no, thank you for having me. Definitely willing to do something like this again if you were willing.
Yeah, and if you ever want to rope me into your streams, if I don't have anything going on, feel free. It's funny, Sab has offered multiple times, but he always streams when I'm working.
Oh,
so
really?
sometimes that's just how the things land, I guess. But yeah.
Rock and Stone, yes, Robin.
Yeah, if we can
All
get
right.
some rockin' stones in chat for Flurp,
Yeah.
don't see him on his way.
Opinions on Gauss, slower than Volt.
You're one of those people.
I have to be. It's like a contractual obligation. It's like
My response is slower than Titania.
yeah, I mean, that's true. I'll never be as fast as Titania, but I was gonna say I'll never bump my head as hard as Titania against walls, but I do have infested mobility and like max strength speed on my Volt, so I bash my head against every wall. Alrighty.
For the rocket stones, everyone. Yeah, you have a good
Yes.
one, PurpleFlurp.
Thank you. See you later, dude.
Yep. See ya. All right, big thanks again to Flurp for coming on. I'll go ahead and get the stream. I'll end it for real here, okay? Don't worry. My throat still hurts enough that I'm probably not going to be live for much longer. But thank you all for showing up. I'm sorry if this was a little bit less, there's not a lot of gameplay going on in this one, I guess let's put it that way. But thank you all for showing up. I hope you guys had fun with whatever the fuck that was. I'm not sure. What should the next tier list be? I'll give you guys a minute or two. Any thoughts for what the next tier list should be? What do you guys think should be on the next tier list? And even beyond that, who do you think I should bring on to help me with it? One of my things was I wanted to do more collab streams throughout this year. I finally got around to doing the one with PurpleFlurp. I said I was going to do months ago and just kept putting it off. Operator hairstyles? That's an interesting one. Fish tier list. Got a lot of options. Based on how furry they are. To another, he grows in influence. That is true. The, Chat Revenant does just grow his influence. Deluxe skin tier list. There aren't like that many of them though. Do it with laser. There are some YouTubers or like content creators I don't honestly feel like I could actually get a hold of. Like someone's like, oh yeah, do something with Brozyme. Like I doubt I could actually get a hold of Brozyme. I am too small of a fish in the ocean of Warframe content for him to even notice, I feel like. That, and I want to do collabs with creators closer to my size. I mean, like, PurpleFlurp's definitely larger than I am, purely on the grounds of working with DE himself. But, get Trib. So this is a weird thing. Sab told me that I should have Trib, like, join my Discord, and I'm like, I've never spoken to Trib. Like, why are you telling me? I don't think Trib even knows who I am. A bit with the Datto. Tell him about the ketamine. Revex Dev collab? Holy shit, real? You think Revex Dev is still around? You think he's still alive? Check Dharma deals for about a month? Damn. Lure him in with Chevenant? Warframe Iceberg reference? Real. Collab with Rebecca. Honestly, you know what would be really fun? If I could actually do like a DE developer interview, but all of my questions are jokes. Like none of them actually are important. I'm just like, yeah, just, you know, I'll just ask like the most ridiculous shit imaginable. That would be fun. Let's talk about you with Trib. I have no idea. I'm in Sab's Discord, so like I'm in a Discord with Trib, as well as a few other content creators that are in there, but like, I'm sorry, I'm too awkward. The only reason I actually know Sab is because Sab just showed up in my Discord one day. What is the background music you're using? It is Corpus Ship Ambient. It's on Salvguard's channel. It's a mix of a bunch of stuff from TennoCon from 2021. Engineer collab? I don't know. I feel like I should probably actually like upload videos and then I can get to the stream collabs once my channel stops being dead as fuck. It's been almost 2 months. I need to get back to work on Warframe Geographic. Look at this and show him. Do you think this should be my first interaction with Trib ever? is just a picture of Chat Revenant with no context. Why did Phoenix get their gator exploded? I pull up the Discord and I'm sad now. Yes. Just DM the Chat Revenant to Trib with no further context. I remember Sab was telling the story of when he first met Trib. And like Sab like was like, "Oh hey Trib, how's it going?" And then Trib started like screaming into his microphone. And it's like, yeah. You know, never meet your heroes is what they say, chat. Never meet your heroes. You might find out they're more based than you are. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead. I think this is gonna be one of those streams I don't just leave unlisted. I think this one's gonna stay up with the other, like, sort of unvaulted ones of just, like, collab stuff that was fun. Chaotic Warframe YouTuber collab. I don't know. Sabuchi did mention the idea of doing a podcast at one point, but he hasn't mentioned anything about it since. I'm thinking the train was black for 30 minutes. Warframe? Yeah, it's the Destiny content vault. Oh, Trib. I thought you meant train as in Retalius. That's because the podcast trend fell off. I mean, there isn't really like a Warframe one, but at the same time, I don't really know what you do on a Warframe podcast. Would it just be like, oh yes, we must discuss the AoE nerfs? Like, as much as I've talked about it on stream, I talking about stuff like that in the Warframe community is legitimately just fucking frustrating most of the time. There are minds that will not be changed. Collab with Tanner. Taste, yeah. We're just now ending things here, Biff Baff Boff. But yeah, we did the Voidshell material lickability tier list. How much do we want to lick them? Just became abject toxicity. I feel like that's kind of the concern, right? Also, yes, Train Man is no longer part of the Warframe, like, clique. And it seems like it was better for him. It seems like he was just legitimately, like, disillusioned with the game to the point of being, like, actively angry. And it's like, yeah, I get that. With Cool Kid 370, yeah, I don't know if Bladen is here. They are Cool Kid 370 in the Discord. I won't even tell chat how to make anthrax. Yeah, that's my job. That's my gimmick. I'll tell them how to make mustard gas. Gets given to your mind control unit. Is this like thoughts as in like a buff? Or is in just like a thing that actually happens that I had no idea about? I'm guessing you're saying in terms of a buff. Threaten Tanner on the Drip or Drown stream? I don't think so. Maybe some mayo gas. Yeah, when they drop in ketchup gas. Man, every time I say I'm gonna end the stream, I always get caught up on some stupid shit, and I'm just like, yeah, let's talk about some. Let's talk about things that are normal. What is the pipe bomb tutorial? Lobster. Actually, I am in that scene. I do have access to the lobster. I know how much you all in chat like the lobster. I also know how much you all in chat like this image. He haunts your dreams. Yeah, he kind of does. Jump scare. Yeah, real and true. Actually, you know, real quick before we call it here, I'm going to close all these chat messages for now. Oh, right. Chris sent me a Zaku I should have looked at. What are the missions? Spot. Why? Why does excavation keep showing up in the rotation, man? I hate this. I hate this shit. I don't want to do it. Well, I'm not going to stream the reset stuff. I think I'll probably just mess around in my Discord for a while. But I need to do my reset stuff and then get to work on Warframe Geographic. I want that to be out before the end of the month. I'm not sure if I'll actually pull it off, but I want it to be. But thank you all for coming. Thanks once again. Big thank you to PurpleFlurp for being part of the stream. I really appreciate it. Make sure to that card link I have up at the top. If you click on that, it shows his various socials and stuff like that. If you want to check him out, a lot. Like if any of you saw the Quest to Conquer Cancer promos or anything like that, he actually did all the Captura for those. Just on top of all this really cool personal stuff he does. So thank you all for showing up. If you want to just see the tier list and you don't care for the stream, it's on my community tab now. But I am going to violently explode. So see ya.